Hello everyone, we are about to get started with the Golden Man himself, Kintoleski from Futariwa Percure Splash. So let's begin. All information on Kintoleski comes from the Percure wiki fandom. Kintoleski is the last Darkfall villain to appear in Futariwa Percure Splash series, and guards the Fountain of Gold, being the Gold Elemental. He favors having a good fight with the Cures over his orders to defeat them and getting to know the location of the Fountain of Sun. Kintoleski comes from the third season of Percure, Futariwa Percure Splash. He made his debut in episode 33. His home place is Darkfall. His role is a villain. Kintoleski's theme is gold and the theme color is yellow and gold. His powers are creating Urizarnas. He can control gold and cause things to melt. Kintoleski's VA is Juro Chekasigi. He appears in a duet song with the other Splash villains called Recover the Seven Fountains, Counterattack of the Fifth Element. Kintoleski is a golden man with a muscular stature and build. He has red hair and a prominent mustache. In his human form, he wears a gray jumpsuit with a hoodie. According to the memory book, his design was based off of Freddie Mercury. Unlike some of the other villains, as he prefers to handle his foes head-on rather than coming up with complex plans, unless ordered to, he sometimes shows up casually at Pan Bakery to buy some bread without causing any trouble. He likes to train like a boxer for his fights, often jogging and lifting weights. He also reveals to Gorian that he is trying to train the Cures so he can have an all-out fight with them. In episode 45, the two complete over the title of Strongest Darkfall member. He tends to judge Shidetare, but he goes along with her favorite type of plan, disguises. Before being defeated by the Cures, he praises her and Shidetare correctly decides that he has feelings for her. So far, they haven't been the only villains to have been suggested romance without it being a tragedy or not a reciprocated. Teamed up in episode 43, when Kintoleski senses a power surge from the Cures, he warns Moriwamba not to fight them and even shouts when hot-headed Moriwamba goes anyway, showing some concern that way. A value customer, Daisuke Hagure chats with him from time to time. He is defeated in episode 40. Being an honorable warrior, he gives the Cures his miracle job after his defeat. He is revived in episode 42 and defeated again along with Miss Shidetare in episode 45. Dressed as Santas, Kintoleski and Shidetare meet Saki's father at Pan, who welcomes his regular Kintoleski like an old friend, confusing Shidetare. Daisuke assumes the pair are married, angering Shidetare. Kintoleski reassures her that it must have been a joke, and Shidetare suggested that they don't speak of this again. Michiru, Karu, and Mai recognize them right away. Kintoleski challenges Saki, but she mopes around, still getting over her own heartbreak. She declares that Christmas is upsetting her and that Kintoleski and Shidetare are acting like a couple. Shidetare is surprised and Kintoleski doesn't comment. But it is Saki getting Shidetare's name wrong that makes the fight break out between them and the Cures. They get overpowered, and while trying to stop the Spiral Heart Splash, Kintoleski realizes that the Cures are about to defeat them. So he tells Shidetare that she was a great warrior and he's happy to have fought with her. his hair blushes at his words and correctly declares that Kintoleski has fallen for her and attacks form a heart around them. Kintoleski confuses by shouting, "You are the one I like," which is a pun on his name. In their last moments, they are looking at each other, whether in thoughtful expressions. The king in his name is Japanese for gold, since he controls the fountain of gold. It's also a homophone for muscle. The Kintoleski is an aversion of Kiniku, muscle training, and Saki in the name is Suki, which means like, hence his name can be translated as I like muscle training. Fact 1, in episode 40 shows him to be a great artist. He stresses the importance of muscles in art, which is a joke about artists having to study abdomen for realistic painting. And so we have come to the end on the information on Kintoleski. Next time we are gonna do a recent video on Princess Philia, Gorion, and Akadai Dragon at the same time, and we are gonna go from the new analysis on Splash Star, like the original one I did on Futariwa and Maxheart, and move on to Yes Please 5 and Go-Go. So thank you for looking into Kintoleski's information.